Good evening, parents, and welcome again to our January Parent as Partner Network meeting, our PPN meeting. So glad to have you. Hope you guys had a great break and a happy new year so far. We want to go ahead and get started. Most of the people have logged in. For those who just came late, please be so kind and put your child's name and grade in the chat. I'll make sure I record that so I can get them the extra credit. Name and grade. Miss Hollis, I need name and grade so I can make it easier for me to find them to make sure I can get them the extra credit for science class. Thank you guys for coming. And we're going to go ahead and start with the elementary school. So our topic focus for tonight is uh, um, student attendance matters. There is a national pandemic dealing with students' absenteeism and tardiness to school. And so we brought in our specialist at the school district to talk about how we can curb that and get students on the right track, because attendance does definitely affect student achievement. So we're going to kick it off with our elementary assistant principal who's standing in the gap for Mr. Anderson, who's out today. So I'm going to turn it over to Ms. Taylor, and then she'll give you the elementary updates.
Good afternoon. Can you hear me? Can
Yes.
you guys hear me?
Yes.
All right. Good afternoon, everyone. Some of the updates for the elementary school. We are currently working on our Black History projects, and we have an upcoming Black History Quiz Bowl. So we kicked it off with Martin Luther King celebration all week long. Just different activities for students to recognize Martin Luther King's birthday and all of his contributions to the African American community. And following that, we sent home yesterday a packet for students to study for the Quiz Bowl. There is a grade level in class Quiz Bowl. That's how we kick it off. And then the students who win in the classroom, then they will compete against their grade level, and then they compete against the school. And there are various prizes that the students will win. The major final prize is a gaming system. So a lot of the students are excited and ready to win. If they are a classroom winner, they win Hungry Howie's pizza gift certificate. Grade level winners win movie passes. And if you are a school-wide winner, then you will receive a gaming system. So that's our updates for for the month of January and February.
All right, Ms. Taylor. Any parents have any questions for the elementary for Ms. Taylor? While we have her on right now, anybody got any questions for the elementary? She'll be here to answer any questions at the end, but if anybody has any questions right now, we can knock them out concerning the elementary school if you missed the information she just shared. Again, parents, if you just joined on, please make sure you put your child's name and grade inside the chat so we like to know who's here so we can track that as well. If there's no questions for Ms. Taylor and the elementary team, we're going to move on to Mr. Green, who was having some technical difficulties with his camera. He is there though, we just can't see him, but he's gonna fill us in, Principal Green, for the middle school updates.
Good evening, everybody. You can always see me though every morning and every day in the school if you want to see me, my handsome face. But thank you anyway for guys for having me tonight. It's a lot of things. We're doing a lot of exciting things in the middle school. I mean, a lot of things and a lot of things planning right now. What's front and center is NWEA testing, which is major academic performance test. We take it 3 times in a year. We take it already once before I got here. We took it in September, and we'll take it now again in January. We'll take it again in May. So this is a test, a diagnostic test, a standardized test, if you will, to see where our students are at academically, and we want to take that information and have them to grow a year in a year's time. My goal, although I got here in October, my goal is always to grow my students at least a year to 2 years every year academically, no matter where they started at when they came into my building. My goal is to always have students increase their academic stamina or abilities at least a year to 2 years. I've been able to do that over a course of many years of being a principal. Uh, we're really on the right track in terms of some things we're doing in the middle school. I'm not sure all the things you know what we're doing. Doing a lot of things, interventions and things to support the students from an academic as well as social behavior standpoint. And so, but we need your assistance to the next 2 weeks to have make sure your student is focused on this NWA high stake test. This week we're doing math. So we'll be doing math. We did math today. We did math. We'll do math tomorrow. We'll do math also again on on Friday. And then next week we'll do reading, and that'll be 3 days. And so I I need to press upon you guys to ensure that your child is rested and that they come to school to do their best. Not I'm not looking for everybody to be the same because everybody's different, but I want them to do their best, and then from there, once we get those results, then we will know how to better plan and better support them in the classroom to make them have the success they need to have. And so, but they're in the process of doing this, we will be rewarding students for who meet at least a 3 points improvement on each growth target. And it's we'll talk more about that later, but it's not difficult to get 3 points of growth. In fact, it's very doable. Initially, if we get 3 points for the year, that's 9 points, which will obviously put us over the 1 year grade growth that we're looking for in our district. So this is a very, again, meaningful and high stake test, but it's no pressure on our kids. And I tell the kids, just do your best. There's no pressure. And so, and I want you guys to press upon them when they are taking standardized tests, the importance of just doing their best and staying focused and not being distracted by their peers. So that's the part. And obviously, then next week we've already started ELA finals this week, which is English Language Arts, and next week we'll do finals for math and science. So from academic standpoint, that's what we're doing right now. We have a big event next month. It's called NAPIT. NAPIT stands for National African American Parent Involvement Day, and that is going would be February the 10th in honor of Black History Month. And the day was this day is has been celebrated for over 30, almost 40 years across the state, across the country, but not in the Metro Detroit area. And so I've been doing this celebration in my previous school for the last 7 years. And so it is a time where we want African American parents to come into the school and to be involved with their children's education for a day. It's all like bring your parent to work day, what it boils down to. And on top of that, we're going to have seminars, we're going to have speakers, we're going to have a special guest from the governor's office who will be with us. We're going to have a personality from uh, one of the networks. So I think CBS Network would be there, and the other plan is to have the Divine Nine organizations to come to be a part of the celebration. So, and we also plan on having a seminar or two, as well as other events culminating the whole day. With as well, when you come, we're going to make sure we feed you. So we'll have a continental breakfast for you, and we're going to have a soul food lunch. And so once we're in the process now of finalizing the program itself, and we'll be sending out a survey requesting you to come. And if you're going to come, then you'll fill out the survey and allow us so we can prepare for you and make sure that the day is a well spent day in the middle school. So that is a big day. Again, we never done it. Obviously, this is my first year here, but they never done this at Chandler Park. But again, it was started by an African American principal over 30 some years ago, again in Ypsilanti, and he wanted to ensure that African American parents came into the building to support their students on at least one day. Not that they don't, but he made it a 1 day deal, and it became what it is today. So it's called NAPIT again, National African American Parent Involvement Day. That's what it stands. That's what the NAPIT stands for, and so we'll be doing that. Also, in conjunction, we have another door contest, which we had a Christmas decorating door contest, which went across very well with the students. The students that won, it was 4 classes that won, and they'll be getting their celebration, their rewards on Friday of this week. We also have a dress down day on Friday this week, uh, uh, really celebrating the Lions. And if you dress down in Lions attire, it's $1. If you just dress down in regular attire, it's $2. And those proceeds would be used to support students that in 8th grade that may not have the financial wherewithal to cover some of the expenses. So that's, generally we do any fundraiser we do, it always centers back around to our students and how we help students that are less fortunate than others. So that's what we try to build a community and try to look out for each other. And so those are some of the things. There's more things, but those are the most important things I think you need to be aware of and put on your calendar and start having a conversation with your child about it. And hopefully you guys will come to the NAPIT Day. We want this to be a really special day. I'm doing a lot of planning, trying to get a lot of people to come on a very short notice. But nevertheless, we're gonna have a program, and it's gonna be nice with have it shake out at the end. At the end. So, any questions for me? I would love to answer them now.
Okay, parents, any questions for Principal Green in the middle school? You got a lot going on with the middle school, so any questions, you can always also ask them at the end of the meeting, but if anybody wants to put it in the chat or unmute yourself, you can do that right now. Any questions about things moving forward for Principal Green in the middle school?
And I always say, if you email me, I answer every email. It's not, I have nothing in my inbox, so I answer within a day, the same day or within 24 hours. I answer all emails.
All right, thank you, Principal Green, for that feedback. We're going to shift and go to our high school, Principal
Mr.
Brian.
Green.
Oh, Ms. Jackson, go ahead.
Yes, I'm so sorry. I was trying to figure out how to unmute myself. When was the in Epic Day, Mr. Green again?
NAPIT Day,
Yes.
NAPIT, it's going to be Monday, February the 10th. Monday,
Okay.
February the 10th.
Oh,
February the 10th.
yes, and
And
trust me, parents, before that day, you'll get several emails and
a
verbal
lot of
fires
information,
out
yeah.
about it. Yeah. Once we finalize everything, we're definitely gonna make sure the middle school parents we want you to be there. So we're gonna make sure that we get information to you in a timely manner.
No, you probably get tired of seeing me, but I'm gonna be there. I know you probably get tired of seeing me.
Why would you say that?
I'll be there almost every single day.
I like people advocate for their children and other children. So we working together. We're partners. So I don't have any. I have issue when you don't partner with your child because now I don't know how to give them all the support that they need. Yes.
Yes, yes, yes.
Thank you,
I,
Ms. Jackson.
yeah,
Excuse
thank
me,
you
Mr.
so much.
Green.
Yes,
Yes.
Ms. Garner.
Hi, yes. My name is Tamika Vernon. My children are Reagan Williams and Daniel Rollins. I wanted to ask you, are you able? I'm driving right now, but is there any way you can tell me or have someone write in the chat your email address? Because I would like to email you.
Sure, I can do that. I'll put it in there.
I'd appreciate that. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Ms. Garner. Again, parents, if you just joined and just while we were talking, please put your child's name and grade inside the chat. Hey, Ms. Ingram, yeah, put your child's name and grade inside the chat so we can record it and give them that extra credit. All right, Principal Erickson, it's all you.
Okay, good evening, parents. Thanks for coming out. Couple highlights from the high school. Back in December, we had an excellent Winterfest. And I'm bringing this up in particular because this is our high school students in the National Honor Society who put on a Christmas event for the middle school students and really elementary, but also some middle school students as well. So heading into next year, if you have a child who's in elementary or middle, just keep an eye out for that. I had an opportunity to go down. We had Santa was there. They made cookies and gingerbread houses and played games and had prizes. It was really nice to see the high school students helping the elementary students. We also had an excellent winter concert with our band, orchestra, dance, and choir back in December. This month, we had dual enrollment orientation yesterday, and dual enrollment will be starting next week. So if you have a child who is in 10th through 12th grade, they are eligible for dual enrollment. 9th graders are eligible to join at the end of 9th grade, so the end of 9th grade summer. So this semester is locked in, but every semester students are able to enroll and get those college credits. And that the bill is footed by Chandler Park Academy High School. So no cost on the parent. Just keep an eye out if you have a child who is between 10th and 12th grade, and 9th grade will be this summer. And we also started SAT boot camp. So any 10th or 11th grade student getting ready for the SAT coming in April, we do have math, targeted math and English support after school. Give the students pizza. That's on Monday and Wednesday from about 3:30 until about 4:45. They can sign up with Miss Hunt. They should know who she is. She's in the building. It's Hunt V for Valina at chandlerparkacademy.net. That's a great program. Typically, students who go to that program, their score jumps up almost double the students who do not go to that program. So again, if we've already started, but if your child didn't sign up, they can definitely hop in. That's just for 11th and 10th grade students. Upcoming, what we have is final exams next week. And in the chat here, just dropped in a letter that was mailed out, I believe, back in December, just looking forward to final exams. It's 20% of the grade. It really can make or break a child's grade, semester grade in a class, and that can determine if they have to make it up for credit or not. And we talk about this at grade level meetings with students that our goal is to not bog you down in the summer. We want you to participate in your performing arts or your athletics. We want you to be able to do dual enrollment. We want you to be able to get a summer job and make some money. But all of those things can be challenging if you are locked into summer school from 8 o'clock until past 12 o'clock in the summer. So now is a great opportunity. On the second page of that letter, you'll see the office hours for all of the teachers, where your child can pull up their Power School, see what class maybe they're struggling in, and match that up with the day of the week after school where that specific teacher can give them help. And the remainder of this week and next week is really important because that's a great time to get some extra final exam review. And as I put in there, just like the Lions, we want to finish the season strong on a high note. And we want them all to pass their classes and not have any lingering credits to make up. So that's really our focus this week and next week. And then on the 21st, we will have a new semester starting. Students will have schedules on their Power School, and we'll pass them out the day before. And that'll also be a makeup day for finals, but that's only going to be if there's a doctor's note. So we really need really positive attendance heading into finals and everyone to be on time for the 23rd and the 24th. If you're late for a final, you've just missed the time in those finals. So we don't want you to fail a final exam because you arrived to school late. Okay, and last thing for me, I emailed out a while ago about this. This will be my final PPN meeting. I will be moving on to a different position at a different school next semester. I want to thank all the parents. These are loyal PPN parents who we see every month. But it's really been an honor to work at the high school for 15 years. I've been the principal there for 10 years. And as I explained to the students, this is kind of a move for me. to a job with less responsibility right near my home because I have young kids. And I really need to devote some more time to my family. It can be pretty demanding being a high school principal, but I've really enjoyed my time at Chandler Park. I wanted to thank all the dedicated parents. And Mr. Williams, who happens to be on the call, will be the interim principal for the remainder of the school year. Appreciate him for stepping up, and has a wealth of experience, really more than I do, actually. So wanted to put that out there, and thank you, parents, and I'll take any questions about anything I mentioned.
Yeah, thank you for that shout out.
Okay,
Mr.
we
Anderson. I
okay, we
appreciate it.
can keep going, Mr. Williams.
Keep going. Yes. So, parents, we're going to get to your questions at the end of the presentation. Principals, there are questions there for elementary, the questions there for high school. So just kind of go through the chat. Once we get done with the attendance presentation, we'll come back and answer those questions. But I know I saw some for elementary, a couple of them. I know I saw one for high school, talking about the thing, dual enrollment. So we'll get Ms. Singleton, we'll go ahead and get started, and then we'll come back at the end and give principals opportunity to answer those questions that came up in the chat. So parents, our special presentation tonight is Student Attendance Matters. And we brought in our district support team that deals with attendance, that is headed up by our, well, I forget the full title of it, but our Student and Pupil Accounting Director. That's good enough. Ms. Donna Singleton, she has like 15 different titles, so I kind of remember one of them. But her and her team will kind of go over a presentation that we're sharing with parents about some new technology we're using and just why attendance does matter and how much it affects our students' academic achievement. Ms. Singleton, thank you for coming. Ms. Robinson, thank you for coming. And Ms. White, thank you for coming. Ms. Singleton will introduce her team in a little bit. We go from there.
Good evening, parents. Again, I know most of you, I see some of the names in the chat, but my name is Dawn Singleton. I am the district pupil accounting and compliance facilitator that oversees the attendance, because pupil accounting, which for the count day, as you know, and attendance go hand in hand. If you didn't know, that's what it is. The attendance department staff is comprised of Mrs. Amelia White at the high school, Cosette Carter Hampton in the middle school, Jacqueline Robinson at the elementary, myself and Mr. Williams, who's the district parent liaison. I know you just heard that is going to be filling in for Mr. Erickson. However, he told me that he won't desert me in things that we need to do for attendance. Because his job correlates with his other job, correlates for attendance. You can email all of us at any time if you need to get in touch with the attendance clerks, myself or Mr. Williams. With the exception of Miss White, all of our emails is last name, first initial at chandlerparkacademy.net. Miss White's is whiteam at chandlerparkacademy.net. Attendance is attendance is made up of 3 tiers, as you can see. According to
Ms. Singleton, your screen is blank. It just says you're sharing, but it said double click to enter full screen mode. So we can't see it on this side.
Do you see now?
Nope. It said you are screen sharing, but
Yeah.
it was working the first time you did it.
You see it?
No, doing the same thing.
Okay.
You want to send it to Ms. White? Maybe she can screen share it while you talk through it.
Yeah,
You,
I'll
you,
say.
you had it up there. I don't know what happened. It was showing when before we started the meeting. Give
Okay.
us a few seconds, parents. Just bear with us. Thanks for your patience. We're gonna just switch gears right quick. Hopefully, Ms. White can share it. Let me make you a host, Ms. White. Hold on 1 second. While we're taking care of the IT, parents, make sure that, again, if you have not yet, please put your child's name and grade in the chat. Mr. Erickson, do you want to answer that question in the chat you have for high school? Did you see it?
No, I didn't see the dual enrollment question you were talking about.
I sent it to you, White.
I don't see it, Mr. Williams. If you can pinpoint it for
It
me.
was, yeah, it was a parent asking why does the dual enrollment program start in the 10th grade?
Oh, okay. Well, that's part of the partnership with WC3D because there's a GPA requirement, and they want to see how students have done after 1 year of high school to determine if they would be successful in the program.
Gotcha.
So
Okay, thank you.
you have to meet the GPA requirement.
Gotcha.
I can answer the attendance question for the elementary school while we're trying to pull up the presentation. For the elementary school, has it always been that you had to be on time for perfect attendance? Or is this something new? This is something new this year, because when you think about perfect attendance is being on time and there every day. So it was a collaborative team. It wasn't just me or the attendance department that wanted, it was teachers. Teachers had that concern that students were being celebrated, but they weren't being on time. So we changed it.
For that parent that said that their student is being marked absent for their specials as first hour, what grade is your student in?
My student is in the 3rd grade.
Okay, with 3rd grade, the teachers aren't to take attendance until they come back from specials. But if they are tardy, they're given a pass by me, so that's when they're marked tardy. But if they shouldn't be marked absent. If you could send me your student's name, then I can go through their attendance and check it.
I sure will. Thank you.
Thank you.
Ms. White, you got it?
Is she sharing it?
While they're waiting, someone asked about tutoring. I can answer that question.
Thank you, Ms. Taylor.
So tutoring is proposed, is supposed to start on January 22nd. It will be Monday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays from 3:30 to 5. So that's going to be 1.5 hours after school. We're going to focus on 1st through 5th graders. And the students who will be attending tutoring are the students who are in jeopardy of being retained. So that means they received a D or an F in reading and math.
Thank you, Ms. Taylor.
Mm-hmm.
We also are researching as a district other resources parents for those students who may not qualify for that list. We are in the process of bringing on some interventionists that will support all three schools. You guys should have received an email or text messages over the Christmas break about if you need more academic assistance, reach out to Ms. Rogers, our MTSS coordinator. So you should have got that email at least 2 to 3 times over Christmas break for those students who need additional support that may not qualify for other specific groups, but we want to make sure we support every student in the district. So look out, go back and check your email and your text message, and then if just click on that link and they'll give you more directions. All right, Ms. Singleton, I think you're good to go now. Ms. White got it up there.
Okay, thank you, Ms. White. You can go to the next slide. And the next one. Okay. Go to the policy. Go up to the policy so we can talk about it. Okay, so the district attendance policy, it is from the Michigan Department of Education. Daily attendance is required in all classes. Parents will be expected to call the school on each day of an absence or a tardy, stating the reason for the absence. A parent must contact the attendance clerk within 3 days of the absence. Failure to do so will result in an unexcused absence. So please contact your student's attendance clerk as soon as the student is absent. The district, the policy has excused lawful and unexcused unlawful for absences. As you can see, the lawful or excused absences are sickness, doctor's appointments, religious holidays, and extreme family emergencies. The unexcused is traffic, staying home to babysit, too tired, travel, needed at home, weather, missed bus or kicked off bus, or child not immunized. The traffic around the building, we know it can be a kind of a little hard to get around from time to time. This is the reason why we have two things. We have a latchkey program at the elementary that starts at 6:30 till breakfast, so they can actually start for K-8. They can go to the elementary for latchkey from at 6:30 until 7:30 when the elementary and the middle school opens up at 7:20. So they can be here from 7:20 or 7:30, and they won't be you won't get caught up in the traffic, and they'll be here. The other thing is travel. We have 2 weeks off in December, from December to January. We now have a week off in February, and we have a week off for spring break. That's 4 weeks. So that's why travel is not included as a lawful or excused absence. So when you contact your building attendance clerk and she states that travel is not an excused absence, they're speaking about the policy in which it comes from the Michigan Department of Education. Okay, Miss. Improving attendance. Chronic attendance is, won't you go back to the other one? I don't know how they fell out of order, but up to the one, yeah. So Tier 1 is where you see the green in the pyramid, green is 0 to 4 absences. So this is a person who has no attendance issues. Tier 2 is 5 to 9 absences. And then tier 3 is 10 and above. The state says that a student should be in class 80% of the time. That's only 90% of the time. That's 2 days a month. We're in school 9 months. 2 times a month, that's 100, that's 180 days, but 18 days they can only be absent before when they're considered chronically absent. So we tried to say 2 is too much, so we don't want to go past 2. You want to try to, if they get sick, there's things that it's out of your control. However, if there's some things that are within your control, or if you're having issues, you speak to your attendance clerk so they can probably get you to the right person. That we have some resources in which we can assist in some of the things that may be going on. Uniforms definitely can assist in that. If it's transportation, just depending, like we have bus tickets that we can give if that's not something that you want. But transportation is not an excused absence either. We work with parents with that though, but that is not an excused absence, because when you enrolled your student, you were informed that Chandler Park does not provide transportation. Okay, that's great. Right. So we want to try to improve attendance. So me and Mr. Williams have been to several professional developments. And when a student from PK to first grade is chronically absent, if it starts in pre-K, by third grade, they'll have the inability to read at grade level. And if they continuously to go down that pattern, in middle school, you'll start seeing that they become disinterested and they won't achieve well in middle school. And then they're more likely, those students who are chronically absent are more likely to drop out of high school. Okay. So again, attending school on time every day is the foundation that increases a student's learning potential and positive opportunities through life. It is also the law. And then you have the revised school code, the Act 451 of 1976, that states all children from age 6 to 18 must attend school regularly. 9 months of the school, 180 days, 10% chronically absent equals 18 days for the school year. Okay. You said, what is chronically absent? Chronic absence is missing so much school for any reason that the student is academically at risk. So we have excused absences, unexcused absences, and suspensions will equal chronic absenteeism. So you say, why excused absences? It's excused at the district level, and it says, okay, you can make up work. However, it's still an absence. And that's how it is when I submit our student data to the state. This is how they come up with the chronically absent students. Okay. We have a wraparound approach here at Chandler Park. And there, like I previously spoke, there are so many situations that could prevent a student from attending school. And so we have a district attendance team. We have the attendance clerk, teachers, school counselors, social workers, myself, the principals, Mr. Williams, our parents and our students, and we have monthly meetings. New this school year is, I know that, it started November the 11th with the Kinvolve attendance intervention program that you're getting text messages and or phone calls from, is within Power School. So it takes the information that the teacher places inside of Power School, and it gives us either positive or negative, and you get the same information. We all are, me, myself, the attendance officers and parents, we're all receiving the same at the same time. So when you're getting your messages, we're getting the same message for for the students. What else is new this year is we we have what's called the attendance monitoring system. So what that is a weekly attendance monitoring form. The student will come to the attendance clerk once a week or every day and come and pick up a progress report. It looks like a progress report form, and they go to their teachers and to make sure that they're, one, attending class, two, that they're on time, and then they return the form back to the attendance clerk. In order for a student to participate in the things that we have around the building, they have to have good attendance. Just like we want them to have great behavior, we want them to have good attendance, because these are the things, those are foundational things for them to be productive citizens of society. So they won't be able to attend field studies, unable to attend school events, and with the possibility of taking away some of the activities that they can have within, like, the different organizations that they're in. What else is new this year? Students will not be allowed to enter the school after 10 a.m. unless documentation is provided, doctor's appointments, courts, those type of things. We had a lot of situations come up really at the high school because they're more flexible, or parents at the middle school are just dropping kids off. We ask that you bring the middle school kids into the building, sign them into school, so we'll know that they were safe. Because one thing is, if once they're out of your hands and you're saying that they're in school, we are now responsible for them. So we want to be, when they're late, we want to trade off. So you come in and speak to me, Miss White. She signs her kid in. Have a good day. She had a doctor's appointment. She had this. We woke up late. Long as you bring them into the building, we do not want any parent not to sign the student in. And this goes for high school students as well. First hour attendance is very, very challenging for the secondary schools. We have anywhere from 40 to 50 kids that come in at the time of 8:30. When school starts, the bell rings at 7:55 for all buildings. So if 7:55 and you're getting here at 8:30, you've missed over half of the class. So they're losing participation points, and then the unexcused absence policy kicks in. So they're technically absent for the first hour. Academic success and attendance. Grades are a reflection of attendance. And when I say that, is that if you are in a class, there's no way, if you're here every day and you're trying your absolute best, that you will not at least pass with a C or a D. Otherwise, if something else is happening, then the teacher has office hours. Excused absences, missing assignments can be made up when you have an excused absence. And just so you'll know, suspensions are excused absences. Unexcused absences have severe negative consequences: not comprehending the content, miss the assignments, which will be a 0, loss of credit at the high school, which ultimately would have to be credit recovery or summer school, and not being promoted to the next grade level or not graduating. These are the things that I've seen with my own eyes that can happen when students do not attend school regularly. %90 of success is just showing up. So do you have any questions for me?
Ms. Singleton or Ms. White or Ms. Robinson, there are a few questions for this team inside the chat. So just somebody could just kind of navigate and scroll back through there.
Sure.
Yes, I wanted to know, you said suspensions are excused absences?
Yes, they can make up a work when they're suspended from school. It's not,
Oh,
yep,
okay, I didn't know that. That's something that I didn't know. Okay, thank you.
you're welcome.
I see one. Are they able to enter the school before 7:55? Give them a chance to go to the locker. I don't know. Well, first of all, uh, this is Miss Cofield. Yes, all schools have a breakfast program. So we actually highly suggest and advise that parents bring their students to the breakfast program. First of all, so you can not lose your mind and you can miss all this traffic. So if you come after 7:30, then you just what you're saying to yourself is I want to be frustrated today. I want to sit in the parking lot. If you come at 7:29, 7:28, you can get in and out. At 7:35, start to pick up. 7:45, you just is on and popping. So breakfast programs, I believe, at most schools start at 7:25. And the kids can come in, get a breakfast, and then they'll already be set and ready to go. Once the transition, they can be out the traffic and ready to walk into the building. So all schools have breakfast programs. We encourage parents to bring all their children to the breakfast program. That creates less traffic in the parking lot. The more important, your child is already inside the school. And then every school still gives like I think it's like a 10-minute buffer between the start of school and the actual time to be in the classroom. So they all have time still to go to their lockers and put their things up before they have to report to class. Ms. White, I see your hand up. Oh, I'm sorry, it could be Chase White.
Yes, yes, thank
Thank
you.
you, sir. Yeah.
Two quick questions. So my son was recently suspended, and I see you guys said suspensions are excused absences. But I got a excuse me, a text message saying that on the day she was suspended, it was counted as unexcused. I want to see what's going on with that, and I want to know how the attendance is recorded for each period. Is it automatic, or the teachers actually looking for the students, or how does that work? Thank you.
One is they should be able to make up the missing assignment. I don't know who told you that it was unexcused. That is not true. The student should go to their teachers. If middle and high school, they should go to their teachers and ask their teachers for the missing assignments for the time that they were out. And he or she should give it to them. The second part of your question, I did not hear clearly.
Okay, I restated, but real quick before you move to that one, so I'm looking at the letter that I just received today. It said period unexcused absence date, and it has January 14th and 15th. And so I have a letter of my son was suspended for the 14th and 15th, but it's still counted as unexcused absence. So I'm wondering how many of these other absences are in error as well. And the other question was, how is the attendance recorded? Is it automatic? Is the teacher there? Is it based off the teacher seeing the student? Is it at a certain time? So how does that happen per period?
Very good question. That is a very good question. We give teachers the first hour, the teachers have 30 minutes in order to record. However, the system does not pull that information until second hour. So second hour starts at 9:15, I believe, in one of both buildings possibly. So it's not going to pull that information until 9:30 of the second hour, first hour. Every other hour has 15 minutes to submit attendance. But it gives them a whole hour before it pulls the data from Power School regarding a student's attendance. So it's automatically recorded by the teacher who knows them, unless the teacher is absent for the day. And in that case, an attendance form is provided for the sub, and Ms. White, Ms. Robinson, and Ms. Carter Hampton are those they put the attendance in.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
So, Mr. White, so I think that the letter you got probably came generated by the computer. That must be an error. So because you know that the child got suspended, but the computer does not know. So we need to make sure that we put that in there before that goes home to you. That seems to be a computer generated letter you got today.
Yeah.
But we'll make sure we take it care on the back end.
Okay, I appreciate it.
Thank you for your question. No problem. Ms. Barnes, attendance officers or administration, as you see questions in the chat, it's kind of hard for me to see the question because I got this other screen up, but you can hop in and answer. Ms. Barnes, I don't know what school your child is at because I can't go scroll all back up. It says what time is considered tardy. Well,
Every 5 minutes after the bell rings, after, with the exception of first hour. First hour,
Yeah.
we give them a longer time.
So every school, that's hard for me to answer because I don't know what, but every school has a specific time that they can, if you want to unmute yourself and just ask a question, that way we
Yes,
know.
this is Ms. Barnes. Can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you.
Okay, I have a third grader, so his special is at 8:10. So he's always marked tardy because he's not there at 8:10, I guess. But he goes to his special on time. So he put his stuff in his locker and goes straight to his special. But he's always marked tardy.
With
But
the
Ms.
third
Taylor can answer that.
graders, the attendance
third
for
grader.
the homeroom, the third grade teacher doesn't take attendance until 9 a.m. when they return back from specials. I give the students a grace period, so around 8:15, 8:20 is when I write tardy passes. So if he makes it to class by 8:15, then he shouldn't receive any tardies.
So he need to be there by 8:15.
Yes, because his door closes at 8:10. So I give him a few minutes to make it to the main entrance.
Okay, thank you.
So,
But ma'am,
go ahead.
the actual tardy time is 8:10. So after 8:10, if they come to school after 8:10, once they get in other grades, then 8:10 is the official tardy time after 8:10.
So that's for elementary
Okay.
parents. Any
That's for the
kindergarten through fifth
elementary.
grade, tardy time is 8:10. And
This
again,
is the reason why we stress
the
try to
breakfast.
breakfast, because they'll already be in the building.
Well, he eats breakfast at home every morning. We make sure he eat. I just want to make sure because he always get perfect attendance. This is his first year not getting perfect attendance at all. So we trying to make sure we get this in the bud because he don't like this.
Well, I'm glad he don't like it, brother. I'm glad he don't. I'm glad he don't like it. And again, if you don't eat a breakfast, it's okay, but it's really to get you out of the traffic as well, and to make sure that the child they don't have to eat. They don't want to eat. Okay, just come on in and hang out. But it's really to get your frustration now out of the traffic, and also they're already in the building. So this is from Miss May. You said how much time in between classes? I'm assuming it's got to be either a middle school or high school. It's 5 minutes. So at all three schools, at middle school and high school, there's 5 minutes to get from class to class, which is much more time than they need to have because the Cass Tech has 8 floors and they got the same 5 minutes. Unfortunately, our kids are very social and they love to talk to their friends. I tell them all the time, walk and talk. We don't have any problem with you talking, but you can't stop and hang out and talk. You walk and talk, you're good to go. And so, yeah, I mean, we can get from one end of the building to another end in the building in less than a minute if we walking. But we want to stop, hang out, and get booed up and caked up and all that with our little boyfriend and girlfriends and hang out. And so now when the bell rings, I know the high school and middle school, they have a warning bell. So when 4 minutes pass, they have a warning bell. They let you know you got 1 more minute. You need to stop what you're doing and let's go get to class. So we warn them first, and then the late bell is a minute later. As long as you're inside the class before that late bell rings, you're okay.
Ms. Cofield and Ms. May is regarding the way that the report reads: 21 absences, 75 absences. So we have 6 classes, right? And is it
high school
and middle school? So it says 21 absence. That's 5 days. That's what it is. It's 6 days, 5 days. So it divide the 6 into the 21, and that's how many days it is. But we're working with our people at Power School to make it more understandable for you all as parents.
Yeah, so because high school and the middle school are on a hourly schedule, so it shows an absence. If you absent for the day, it's going to show 6 absences because it does it per period, 6 periods. So that's one thing we've been trying to let parents know is not that they've been absent 75 days, but they've been absent 75 periods. So you just take that number divided by 6, that'll be like 12 days. But we are, yeah, I'm assuming we're trying to make it so it just says days instead of periods.
Days. We're very close to that being, we'll probably have it out by the beginning of next semester, which is January 27th.
And for Miss Banks, I will call you tomorrow. I will look into the biology class for Dyer to let you know if it's a tardy or just being absent from class. To even talk with the teacher to see what's going on, why they're being marked absent or being marked tardy. So I will let you know tomorrow as soon as I get there.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Ms. Chambers got a question. Ms. Chambers, I'm assuming, are you elementary or middle school or high school?
Why every time we get a text saying that our son been absent in all his class, like he be in class? Okay, so we'll look into that, Miss Chambers, regarding Cody Lowe. Okay. We're all human, right? So and we have a sub that may be in the classroom for a day. So what could happen is the sub is just passing around the attendance sheet, and maybe the student wasn't there, or she's taking attendance, she's calling names and not looking at students. We've had that happen. It's different things, and that can happen with a regular teacher as well. They can take attendance, and maybe another kid might say something and they're not looking at the kid. They're just taking attendance. Dawn Singleton, Amelia White, and they're not really looking at the kid who's saying here or present. And then the kid could actually be in the classroom. Somebody said absent, they're not paying attention. There's a lot of things that's involved. So when things happen as a student be present for all of their classes except for one, I have the attendance clerks get in touch with the teacher, specifically that teacher, to say, well, John was present for all of his classes except yours. Is this correct? Then we'll call a student in, because sometimes, they wander, and we don't want to say they skipping. We just say they're wandering around the class building. And so with that case, we have a conversation. I did have a parent that she was so on our head about her son being on time, and he was not being on time. So we do work with you as the parent, as the teacher, and as the student to get the right result.
Also, I always tell the students as well, download the PowerSchool app, because a lot of times if they're in that classroom and they're marked absent and they get that notification, they definitely come to my office and say, well, hey, Miss White, I was in the class, but they marked me absent. I just got the notification. So please encourage them to also get the PowerSchool app as well.
All right, Ms. Russo, I know at the middle school, the policy is that the students go to their locker first hour, and when they come to school and they get their first, second, and third hour items, which should be typically nothing but a notebook and some folders, if you have like a trapper keeper or something like that. And then when they go back at fourth hour, they get their fourth, fifth, and sixth hour things they need for class. All the textbooks and things of that nature are inside the classroom. So all you're carrying around is just 2, 3 notebooks and a folder. But they go first hour, then they go back at the beginning of fourth hour for fourth, fifth, and sixth. So they only go twice a day, and you only need the things for 3 hours, 3 hours per transition, because all your books are inside the classroom or they're online. So you shouldn't have anything really to carry but 1 or 2 notebooks and a pencil case. So there's no need to go back to your locker every hour. That's the problem. That's why we're trying to limit that, because you're just carrying small things and just go straight to class. So there's no need for you to go back to the locker every hour. That's going to cause you to be late. Ms. Richardson had the question, Ms. How do you see past attendance? First of all, parents, thank you for your input. Thank you for your feedback. I appreciate the engagement. This is definitely a work in progress. This is also, we've been 100% transparent. The computers is only as good as the people who put the information in there. So yeah, there are teacher errors, and I'm not going to even play around with that. I'm being very transparent with you. So we're working with teachers as well to make sure that they're putting in accurate information when it comes to attendance. And we would rather err on the side of caution that a child was not there, because we want to make sure we're on the same page with you. So if you know your child is there, then definitely send the attendance officers a email, a quick phone call, because we'll rather have communication to cover, to make sure you know what's going on and we know what's going on, than having a student that actually that is not there, and we both assume that they're actually in school. So, but please be patient with us and work with us as we work with our teachers to make sure that we are taking accurate attendance.
Yes, and thank you for addressing that. I'm sorry.
No problem. No, you
And the reason I stopped sending over the emails about it, I started this back in like September of last year. So I was told directly by the teacher that they have specials at the 8:10 and they don't get back to class to 9, and they don't have attendance in other classes, and 9 is too late to take attendance. So they are being marked absent if they even get in the doors, as you say, by 8:10, and they are advised to go to their locker, put their stuff in there, and go straight to special. So any day that you're just in there, the doors by 8:10, you're still being marked absent, unless that just recently changed. Because I know I just heard 8:15 is like a window given. They're in special already at 8:10.
Are you talking
So
about elementary?
elementary, yeah.
yes, I am. Yes, I am. So I
Third
brought
grade
this concern up back in September.
Third grade classes, specials start at 8:10.
Mm-hmm.
And like the attendance officer said, they are not to take attendance until 9 o'clock until they're picked up from their special.
Okay, so I think
And
that must have
so if
changed
they come in the
somewhere.
door and they have a tardy pass, that's a different thing. So if they
No
come
tardy
through door
pass.
1, that means they're tardy. If
Coming
they're
through
not
door
coming
8.
through their door,
Coming through door number 8. I've only been
so
through
if
the
they're
front door
coming
one
through door
time.
number 8, then they should be
Yes.
marked on time.
Okay, so I will try to find the dates that I'm, referencing, but I stopped sending them because that's what I was told. I even have it, in an email.
Oh,
So that's
please.
what I was told.
We need to see that. Yeah.
Okay.
Could you send me an email with their student's name so I can look into it?
Yes, is it going to be Robinson J?
That's correct.
Yes.
And then I think a Singleton D?
Yeah.
Yep.
Me.
Okay,
Yep.
I sure will.
Yep.
Thank you.
No. All right, parents. So what I'm going to do, because we are past our time, but don't worry, everybody who had a question.
Mr. Williams, did you
Yes.
get a parent had their hand raised
Oh, Ms. Cofield, I'm
for a
sorry.
minute?
Just one quick question.
No problem.
These absenteeism, do they start all over after the next semester, or is this for the whole year?
Unfortunately,
It adds up.
Unfortunately, it's the whole year.
Oh, wow.
That's how the state does it. The state is who we have to monitor. We have to report back to.
I understand. I
Yeah.
understand.
Thank you, Ms. Cofield. I wish like a new
truly
year we could start all over again, but we can't start all over again.
No. Okay.
Yep.
Villegas, what class is your what school is your student in?
She's in middle school.
Okay. We're gonna look into that and I'll get back with you tomorrow. Okay. I got your question.
Thank you.
And Ms. Pate, you can contact me in the morning.
Right, and so parents, if you see, especially elementary, middle school and high school, not as much, but if you see a student that's absent 1 hour and what was present the rest of the day, that more likely could be a sub or a teacher, or they were skipping. We pray that it's not skipping, but if they were absent just as 1 hour and present the other all day long, it's only gonna be two things. Okay, it's a teacher error or the child didn't come to class. So yeah, bear with us when we look into those situations. But at any time, parents, any question you have, that's why this team is here. This team is here to work on your behalf to go back and investigate, because we do know, we fully understand, there's no system is ever perfect. Human error is going to be human error. It's not intentional, it's not malicious. People doing 15,000 things at one time, but we do know it happens. So that's why we need your communication. And if you've been emailing and you have not get the proper response, then you make sure you reach out to Ms. Singleton, and she will make sure that she'll reach out, and we're going to get you some answers. I know one person asked about the additional support for academic support. So Ms. Rogers, they did the survey initially to kind of figure out who needed support, what grades they're in. Now they're putting together a plan to address each different grade level based upon how many parents responded. So mother, you should be hearing something back soon from Ms. Rogers about a game plan moving forward. We had to make sure we hired the right people to deal with the right grades, because it's a district-wide initiative. We didn't know if it's more elementary, more high school, or more middle school, but now we're getting feedback from parents. We're focusing in on hiring some interventions to support our students. All right, parents. Again, I'm always here, Mr. Ken Williams, District Parent and Community Liaison. Also now, interim high school principal. But either way, I'm always here for you to support you. That's my job. So any questions you may have, just email me. I'm always available, like Mr. Green. I return my emails within the same day, no more than 24 hours. But please make sure before you leave, if you have not done so, put your child's name and grade in the chat, so I can give you that your child the extra credit that they have earned because you have attended tonight. And we look forward to seeing you guys next month in February. Oh, one more thing, you guys should have got a flyer. We have a big health fair this Friday. Our Martin Luther King annual health fair. It's free. It's for all 3 schools. It's going to be housed in the high school cafeteria, but it's this Friday. I think it's from 3 to 6, and it's all kind of goodies and health checks and things. We partnered with Oakland University for this health fair, and so it's, I mean, you can come in and get checked out and send your neighbors. If you know anybody that wants to need a checkout or a blood pressure in the neighborhood, your next door neighbor, send them up here to the high school at 3 o'clock on Friday. We would love to help to support them with all kind of screenings that were taking place at our community health fairs. Our 13th year doing it for this community. So please, 3 to 6 on this Friday, our MLK annual health fair. Anything else, you get more information in the near future. But again, if you ever need anything, support, please don't hesitate to reach out to the administration and this attendance team. On that note, have a great night. Thank you for coming. Thank you for your support and your feedback and your engagement, and try to stay warm. All right.
All right.
Everybody have a great night. Thank you, this attendance team.
Thank you.
Ms. White, Ms. Robinson, appreciate you. And the administration. Have a good night, everybody.
Good night.